Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Kids Life. My name is Akhil Atyam. So in the previous video, we have learned about variables. In this video, we're going to be learning about how to create your own blocks. So first we want to go back to our RC Central and then scroll all the way down to My Blocks. As you can see right here, we have Make a Block. So when you click that, you can see you can have your own blocks. We can type the name. I'm just going to name it Run, like running a program, not like literally walking and running. So we have a couple of options here. We can add an input, number or text. We can add a Boolean input or add a label. So I'm going to show you first how to add a label. So when you just click this, you can put some text here. I'm just going to name it program. As you can see, they currently merge, but oops, I'm spelling program wrong. Well, never mind. So we have a label. You can add a couple of labels. We can always delete these labels by clicking delete here, but you currently can't delete it anymore because then it'll be a block that does nothing. So we can add an input number text or a boolean input. So we already explored adding a label. Let's see what input is. We're going to name this input 1 input. So you can click OK right here, and as you can see, right when you do that, we see an define, run, and 1 input. So let's drag out the blocks. Let's go to motion and move 10 steps. We might want to remove all this stuff and go to my blocks and click run. As you can see, the car ran away. If we go back to start, you can see the car is just going to go into the wall there. But it always moves 10 steps. As you can see, if you drag this one input, you get something that looks like a variable. As you can see, like the KMPX. When you run right now, you can see that you don't actually run. When you type something like 5 here, you can see it's moving 5 steps every time. So if you look at the X carefully, you can see that it's slowly moving by 5. If it's a boundary for where it can go, so if you want it to go further, we have to hide it to make it look like it went further. So as you can see, if you go 1, moves very slow. So this is like set kilometers per hour to 0, but it's saying run whatever in defined run and make the value for 1 input 1. Okay, so that's good. So now let's edit this block. How do we edit this? Right click and click edit. You can delete this 1 input and add a boolean input. Let's name this 1. Oops, I1 says there. So as you can see, it made a small hexagon shape. So now 1 input right here is something like key down key up arrow pressed. So let's go to the sensing and key space pressed. Right now if we run, it does the exact same thing. But let's put an if statement here. If you didn't know, you can also put my blocks inside my blocks. So we want to go to have something if keys. Nope, we don't want that. We want to grab one input and place it here. So as you can see, I'm pressing the key space now and it's moving. So that's what a Boolean does. So if we replace this and if not that block, touching color, you can use the eyedropper to select color. We'll choose green. So if we run right now, you can see until it escapes that green part of RC Central, it moves. So it's basically like an if statement. So we can shut that off. Let's edit it one more time and wait a second. Let's edit it. We can add another label. We can name it random label because we're not going to be using this much. And we can just put another input if you want to something. I'm not really going to be using these, but this is just there so I can show you. As you can see, you got run the boolean, random label, and where you can set the variable. Let's just delete that. Edit, trash, click trash. Oops, click trash. So now let's see what happens if you check run without screen refresh. Let's run. As you can see, it does the exact same thing. But if you remove this if statement here, it's okay, we can just put it there. You can see it's moving 10 steps. But let's say we wanted to create a clone of itself, which will create the trail effect, of course. Probably can't see it because he's not in motion. But here's a better example. So we're not going to be programming this example, but let's say I have a little square and you want to make checkers. So you can stamp one down. What I mean by stamp one down is create a clone, and if variable is 1, change the caution to white. Go a little further, stamp one down. If the variable is equal to 2, make it black. Basically continue. Each time set it to the other number. You will get checkers. So if you run with screen refresh, that means you will be able to see it because of small delays. But if you don't, you're just going to see the final product. It doesn't really work with movement as it's moving a certain number, like you move 10 steps. Let's just make him glide. He's currently gliding. As you can see, you only see the final product. You're not able to see him glide. But let's say we put in this forever loop, you can see he's just moving everywhere. This is what I mean by you only see the final product. You can see that he's moving here. Without that. And that was not lag. It was really what I'm seeing. And that delayed RC sound is also what I'm hearing. So let's stop that. And let's destroy run, destroy this, and destroy this. Now let's put it into use. Wait, we want it out. Create our own block. Name this drive. Okay. We currently don't need any inputs. It works just the same, but it makes it easier to understand. Forever drive. You can also make another one play sound. Sadly, we can't do anything for the trail. Let's name this sound effects. Okay, let's put the forever loop here. Currently, the forever loop's running. If you just check it here. Oh no, that sounds horrible. I might have created something horrible. So now let's put sound effects here. It currently does not work, but let's create another forever loop out here. Another forever. As you can see, you're still able to hear the RC sound and the cars driving. It just makes your code look a lot neater. Instead of all this code, if someone decides to look at your code because they want to understand how your game was made, they'll just be confused if they're beginning in scratch. But now they'll be able to understand, oh, forever drive, if you look at define drive, they'll be able to understand what's happening right here. This really makes the code more compact. Let's click stop. And this is for this video. So I hope you liked this tutorial series so far. If you did, make sure to like this video, share it to all your friends, and subscribe. Goodbye.